Hey, Libra. Yeah, we've been waiting for this for a while. Rebirth. Rebirth, honestly. I realized something too. That this symbol, I almost want to say signa, that's interesting. For rebirth is the phoenix, right? I have a phoenix. This is a phoenix on here. And for a long time, I pictured rebirth being like the pictures, like the movies, like all of these things of a rebirth, like this fiery, like moment, this just moment. And it seems rather dramatic and maybe sometimes overplayed. And when I have grand realizations, when I have, like, when things really connect for me, like a connection I've been waiting for, but then it hits me emotionally and everything comes together, it's like that. I get those. Do you get those too? And now something really interesting, the more and more I tune into being and feeling Libra energy. Wow, card just fell out. Bottom of the deck. Interesting, I shall say. Is that for us, it's actually rather content. That the moment for Libras is that center. It's that balance. No matter what we're feeling or going through, it's just when we know. When you know who you are, when you know how to handle things, what you know to let go of, and what to bring back into your life or what to move forward with. And sometimes, because of maybe programming or cultural or society's way of showing us things, the over dramatics of things definitely are necessary. As an artist, I get it. Though, what about that, like, drawn out contentness? Why does something always have to be happening to make us feel, or to make one feel alive, right? What's wrong with being in the place of, like, this is my life, this is what's happening, and I get it. I get that I'm not supposed to be just always be teetering. I get that when I'm in these content places, I can think, like, am I supposed to be somewhere else? Is there something supposed to be happening? And yeah, that does happen, more so for Virgos than for us. Though it's really allowing that feeling in that content space to be truly drawn out. And every sign experiences this in a different way, though for us, it's especially when most things or most people around us are not feeling that way. It's like a lot of times Libras are opposing being the balance, opposing what the majority is. And that's just what I've noticed also in my life. So if you connect with that, cool. But I also do think that for Libras, it's like this, it's not just ego. It's not just about our identity or your identity. It's about allowing that space to be really clear, to know exactly what's you're headed towards and what to say and how to say it, tone, is key, I've realized over the years. And what that begins to reveal is not only the power that you feel, because the power essentially for you, for Libras, for us, is to be in that place, you know? And it shows that for so long, you've been standing in front of what you've needed to see. You've been more committed to, you've been more taken in by, or you've been more attracted to what kept you swinging, what kept us swinging. Because that's what's been engraved. And because Libra is so much about the connection of a lot of things, a lot of different things, what I've realized is, do you see how really a lot of things come down to this addiction of being dramatic? The dramatics of things. We're all in an emotional revolution. This doesn't exempt us from it. But when you really get in that space of, oh, the rebirth is about being so comfortable with yourself, so okay, that things just you start to really see what's on your table and use it in a way that brings so much to you, so much internal power, right? So I'd like to think and allow my other placements kind of take control sometimes, but my Sun and Ascending have really brought it back for me. For Libras and Tauruses, so both ruled very Venusian energy, need to really allow the internal fire, because there's already so much attraction on the outside. There's already, like, without saying anything, there's already so much pull to a Libra, to who you are, to get to know more about you, to be so attracted to something. And then to learn you're not just what you appear to be. And for you to use that to your advantage finally, to get really clear about what's been holding you back for so long, and to take your power back, to take initiative, to allow yourself to objectively view you've been holding on to, like you can do for others. A whole new, it's not necessarily path is open up, but your purpose opens up, and it becomes really clear that when chaos is going on internally or externally, or things are uneven, you sit in this place where you begin to really connect to what's actually needed, not just what's being played out or drawn out. It's that learning to intertwine and use all of these things that you've had to learn in the past few years, especially, but also as you keep going, to also have patience with it, to have patience with the universe or God, or whatever you want to call it, to have this internal, it's like like a Leo fixed fire, right? This is showing Sagittarius. So there's also, if there's a Sagittarius in your life, they're really checking for you right now. And so look out for them. This also could be a strong masculine Sagittarius or a mercurial figure who is really being pulled towards you. Lots of that happening. And then we have rebirth on the bottom here. We have this death. We have Scorpio. So It's also possible that the Scorpio season really dug some stuff up for you. So the month after you, right? And all of what's going on right now, these air and earth placements are really helpful. They're really helpful to this, all the realization that when you hold back things that you know, or you don't say something in the moment when it, when it's necessary or at the right moment, is what I mean. That holding back keeps you foggy. So to clear the air right now, to clear your own air, to clear the air that you might need to around you, is about finding that place of, I know the Nine of Cups didn't come out, but that card is really showing face in my head, is to come back to that space and know that you have what you need on your table. You see, and you're ready to let it out. You're ready to be reborn, to bloom, whatever you want to call it. The fire for you is being more still. There's something so powerful about a Libra who can sit. And it's not about waiting your turn. It's about taking your turn when you know it's time. And going through this process and revealing yourself to yourself again is a really great place to be. It also shows you what's worth it right now. Learning to use your energy wisely. Because that's your greatest form of currency, right? People want to be around Pisces because the way they heal, the way they feel. People want to be around Sagittarius because they're fun and they can have a great time. People want to be around Capricorns because they're always going to be on the up and up. People want to be around you because you're so attractive. Because what you have is so attractive too. Because of how you learn who you are, how things work out for you, right? Yeah, it hasn't been easy. And would you have wanted to trade? Would anyone want to have trade places with you in the past couple of years, or us? Probably not. Though the greatest lessons come in those times. So the things that are meant to be learned for the future come in those times, right? And the darkness, and learning through it all, and learning how to maneuver and change and switch and be flexible, but also still be grounded, So this is really about you being so much more committed to the way you see yourself, the way you handle yourself, and less to what keeps you stuck. Every time you feel doubt or something that's holding you in a way that's not helpful, that's something you may have already learned, you'll feel the familiarity of it. And if you get overthinking about it, this is something that I really learned about myself and I really feel relates to Libras. When you catch yourself overthinking about something, move on. It's not, no, I'm telling you, it's a no. It's time to see what you've been leaving behind, to turn around and to look at that you've had all of the things ready for you for a long time. You can get on yourself about it, or you can just keep going. Say what you mean. Be really honest. Especially when it's necessary. It's a great time to start something new too. Something you've been starting or something that you're wanting to start, use your words. And every time you feel that scale starting to move, or you feel that frazzled energy, there's a lot of air and earth going on. Come back to that place. And remember, if you're gonna hold on to anything, hold on to boundaries, hold on to what's important, hold on to or become this new thing, and keep going with it, and know that there was hard work involved. There was a lot of learning involved. There is going to continue to be learning. There's going to continue to be all of the things that you need to continue to be. It's just different now. There's more quality. This reading feels really personal as well, and I really wanted to do it today. I felt that personal pull. Thank you for being along this journey with me. And as we continue here, I am working out some things. So if you want to work with me one-on-one, I'll leave my email below. We'll take a look at the cards. This is a really beautiful Capricorn season. Is really concise with you, as it has been with everybody, let me tell you. And there's going to be, love interests along the way, more towards the end of the month as we're getting there, as we're getting closer. Yeah. Transformation. We got this. You got this. I love you. I'll see you next month. Hello, Libra. All right. So you got a lot of useful knowledge, and you got a lot to say, and you have the grounds to say it on, and you're beginning to see that you are more than capable of being there. It's just about staying there. What you may come up against is that deeper commitment to staying in your worth, regardless of what anyone's response is to you, because everyone thinks they know right now. Well, some people think they know right now. But you're quickly realizing that the more that you stay committed to recognizing what gets you stuck in taking what's less than, you realize that it doesn't really get you anywhere. That's that repetitive cycle. I've been noticing that in most of these readings, the middle row has been this, like the top row is like, okay, this is amazing. This is what you're doing. This is what you're here to do this month. And the middle row is kind of like what you come up against, what you come up against, the challenge, the tests, whatever that is. And the bottom row is what comes out of going through that. So like the middle row is that, like what's through it all. So, which is so interesting, because I'm just realizing that right now too. So you get it firsthand. But through this process, you've been alchemizing this rebirth. And the moments that you realize, oh, that's all that is, that's what that is, that keeps me going there, that's what keeps. So here we have the pentacles, and then the swords, and then we have cups, right? And then the magician has everything on its table. The more that you realize that they don't have to be looked at in any other way. those are used, you can use those as that deeper commitment to yourself and to alchemize and change them. Something I've learned, especially about being a Libra sun, and something that we Libras can learn to use and use really quickly, though when we don't get the handle on it, when we do something and use something to its advantage, we have to remember that there's still, you still have to put stuff, you still have to put like the grounding in it in order to keep it moving forward. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. So you can quickly learn how to come out of those places and keep yourself in that place and reveal to yourself how more than capable you are of saying the thing, doing all the things, and being heard and listened and seen, and everything along the way, and being the leader of change and being the leader of standards. Because a synonym for standards is coding, right? That's what really, really struck me this past year. And I feel like you'll like that. So the thing that I was saying before is that because you're so observant and you can learn quickly, you can use whatever has held you back or kept you taking the crumbs or kept you feeling like you only deserve less than and not realizing that you deserve more because you don't know what that even looks like or feels like sometimes. But when you realize that, you can quickly harness it and be like, oh, if I just do ... this will change. And it does. But you easily get pulled back in because things can change so quickly with the scales. And you don't even notice. Because it's that somewhat, sometimes it's like that instant gratification that we all can live in, right? So your Capricorn season wants you to become aware of what these cups can be mixed with in order to really do something important on your table. To make something important, it's going to bring a lot of attention to you from people that have been maybe watching you for a while. Maybe even suitors. I love that word right now. And you may actually really, like it. There might be a couple people. You just have to realize that also you have to realize that the Four of Pentacles, I have a lot of different ways of viewing this one. I love this card for that reason, is that whatever you're holding on to or whatever by the end of the month you realize is set inside of you, that's okay if those things are immovable. We all have non-negotiables, and that's what you have to realize. Like, no matter what these guys, these people, whoever, whatever it is for you, whatever they bring to the table, that doesn't make you move the things that are important to you. Your non-negotiables stay put, and whoever sees that and accepts that stays put too. They won't try to move you, and they're going to quickly come after you. I say take it slow, but your life is your life. Your lessons are your lessons, and who knows, things happen. But this rebirth process is going to bring a lot of light to you. A lot to shine around you. And it's also going to allow you to move in and out of that masculine. So it's really similar to Virgo right now. Virgo is also in a place where they are in this very centered feminine and masculine place. So that's another thing. You're in this really prime seat of continuing to expand and see what is actually possible in your life now that you really are moving beyond what's held you back. And last year was a lot of back and forth for us and for you. So as you move through this year, you're going to need patience. Like, there is that thing that keeps coming up for me personally. So whoever hits that, I get it. Just know and stay grounded in what really matters to you. What's really important to you. And that will keep everything going, you know, from that centered place. When you're not craving the drama of this, that is not worth it. You're worthy of having and being that person, that stillness, that centeredness that attracts what you need to come to you, and even more than you need. It's beautiful, and there's more to come, so I'm going to stop there. I love you, Libra, very much. And I'm excited to see how this unfolds the rest of the year. There's so much in store. And yeah, don't be afraid. Have courage. I love you. Below is how you can work with me further. More to come. Check back just in the near future. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your month. Love you.